I'm going to be talking about a concept I just wrote about today called decentralizing your income, and just give you a big high-level overview of this idea, and then hopefully it'll get some cogs turning, have you thinking about what you might be able to do to start that process yourself. So the idea of centralization versus decentralization can be illustrated very simply as follows. This is you. This is, your job in most cases. This is where your income comes from, right? You lose your job, you lose your income. Not a situation anybody wants to be in. So not that there's anything wrong with having a job in the first place, but there is exponential upside to diversifying your income streams beyond that of just the job, okay? And you can use the funds from the job to begin to diversify those income streams. So if we are, if we're talking about purely financial resources, that's, in some cases, you don't even need financial resources to start to diversify these income streams. You just need to start creating stuff. So let's say, I'm going to use visualized value as an example here. So this is something that I've been working on for a year, and there's a couple components to it. I put out content, which is growing a network of people that all value the same thing, or all looking for the same types of things, products, ideas to improve themselves. So that led me to develop a couple of digital products, right? So there's things like the manifest, there's things like the wallpapers, and then there's digital artwork as well. So I build an audience up here, create original content, audience is building up here all the time, and then a few of those people of a certain degree of interest will drop down into this bucket, right, and buy a digital product. So this is then diversification of income for me. My job is I run an agency full-time, so my full-time income comes from a completely different source than this project, which is a diversified income stream for me. So visualized value is made up of digital products, but there's also a component of that audience that has afforded me a few opportunities on the consulting side. So people see the nature of the visualized value work and see that there's a potential for the things that they sell or the way they do business to be augmented by that service. So in this case, I have a couple clients where I'll do, I'll build sales materials for them, or I'll codify their process, build pitches, build all sorts of different assets that they use to scale their process. So you have sales, marketing material, and then there's some brand and graphic design stuff happening there as well, web design, all that kind of stuff. Great. So that's another diversified income stream that is not dependent on external sources here. So let's say an agency, you have client X here, and if you have one client, you call that your job. As soon as that client goes away, you no longer have a job. Not a situation you want to be in. So start building this stuff up on the side. Use your skills to start to create that web of content that generates interest. And what was I going to write in the last piece here? So the third income stream of visualized value is actually, over the long term, the value of that audience of people that are all interested in the same thing. So the audience itself becomes an asset that, if you are in tune with what people are interested in and, respect the reason they're there, there is another stream of income here that can be, you collaborating with, in the case of visualized value, something like a collaboration with an author would make sense, right? If someone's writing a book about something that requires visualization, then there's an opportunity to cross-promote and figure out a commercial arrangement there. So this idea of author collaboration. There's, another idea is branded assets. So whether that's creating assets for products that align very closely with the interests of your audience. I imagine for something like Visualize Value, the directions that I would go with that, things like, productivity, gadgets, meditation, headgear, things of that nature. And, there's a way to build a commercial relationship that benefits both sides in that instance, as long as the product is very well aligned with your audience's interests. So product here, and there's a ton of other opportunity that comes from just putting out the work, the style of work that comes naturally to you will just bring opportunities your way. So this is not the extent of all the opportunities that have come from the Visualize Value project, but just a kind of a high level overview, how you can start to get away from this centralized setup here. There's nothing wrong with this, but this is, the longer term play that is going to ultimately protect you from, if something happens here, then you have this to fall back on. And obviously all of the income that's coming in here, you can use to further develop products, further grow your audience, further promote the work that you've done, and that kind of flywheel continues to spin. So hopefully it gives you a good overview of this thing. It's a pretty deep, complex subject, but my aim here was to just give you kind of a look at it from up high. So get out there and do something about it.